Gentlemen, we're not supposed to be here.
This is a closed course.
Welcome to Closed Course, presented by Pins and Aces, where the mic is open and the drinks are cold. This is the spot where golf meets good company. Athletes, artists, reality stars, and the pros who live on the greens. From tee boxes to tour buses, from green rooms to greens, we're asking the questions you won't hear anywhere else. We talk sports, we talk life, we talk everything in between. No scorecards, no pressure, just good vibes and stories that'll make you laugh, think, and maybe even grab your clubs. So let's tee it up and let it fly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your favorite golf podcast, Closed Course, presented by Pins and Aces. I'm your host, Blake Horseman, here with my co-hosts Liam and Eric, as always. And today's guest is one of the funniest creators in golf, the man behind Bradley Wright Golf. He's known for his viral skits, relatable course moments, and hilarious song remixes worked entirely for golf. On top of everything, he is also a very accomplished author, which I can't wait to get into. He's making golf lighter, louder, and way more entertaining. Welcome to the show, Bradley Wright. Happy to have you, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Of course, we were just saying, everybody who's listening here, he has a much better setup. I'm sure you can hear it than a lot of our other guests. So this is going to be a great. There won't be any, we'll be able to hear you the whole time. So that'll be nice. So
now the power's going to go out.
Yeah, exactly. Something bad's going to happen. You're going to lose Wi-Fi or something.
We've actually had that happen like 3 times the last 2 months here in Colorado. It's been so windy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
Yeah. And you're in Kentucky.
Same here.
You're in Kentucky,
in
right?
Lexington. Yep.
Nice. Okay. Are you from out there, born and raised, or?
Yeah, born and raised. Moved around a little bit later in life, but came back to raise my son. And
Oh, I love that.
So.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Well, I'm looking at your setup. Obviously, you got all these books in the background. So we
Yeah.
got to get into you being an author. I was looking on Amazon. I'm not a big reader personally, but, looking on Amazon, you have 7, 8, 9,000 reviews on your book. So how did you get into the whole writing
That's
thing?
crazy.
Yeah, so writing, I've always written my whole life. When I was young, I started writing poems and songs, and then life happens. And I was a baseball player. I played baseball in college. And then when that didn't pan out, I got into the restaurant business and grew some franchises for a while and didn't like that at all. Always wrote the entire time that I was doing it. And then changed again. A friend of mine and I got into the liquor business, and we had our own spirits company. That was a lot of fun. It was an expensive party, but but it was a lot of fun. And we both started to mature, and we didn't want to be in that scene anymore. So I had to decide exactly what I wanted to do, and so I ended up writing I started writing screenplays just because I love movies. And I worked with a screenplay editor, and my edits were always, you use too many words, as you guys will find out on this podcast. She was like, you're too long-winded. She goes, you need to write novels. And I was like, okay. So I tried my hand. I always was a big espionage, Mission Impossible kind of movie watcher. So I tried my hand at that, and I really enjoyed it, and just kind of took off from there and just kept going.
That's all, dude. Sounds like you've lived like 5 different lives. That's crazy.
And honestly, if my friends heard you say that, they would agree, and they know that I wouldn't have it any other way. I like to change it up and grow. Honestly, it's about creating. I just like to create and do new things, and that's what I like, the challenges of that, and seeing it go from a little puppy to a big dog. So those kind of things are fun.
No, that's cool. When did you publish your first book?
2016.
Oh, okay. Wow. And then
so I've been doing it for a while.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's on Alexander King, and that's a character you created, and that's kind of, the books are kind of based on each other.
So I have multiple series. It started with Xander, Alexander King. Whiskey and Roses was the first book I ever wrote, and I was obviously very green, and a lot of that was about since I was from Kentucky, there was a lot of bourbon and horse racing in it mixed in. So it was a very unique espionage novel, and I think that caught a lot of people's attention. There was actually a little bit of love story in it too. So I think that helped me because I was different than the Brad Thors and some of those other guys that write the big espionage novels. So I think that helped.
Okay, cool. Well, it makes sense that I guess now that you're writing these golf-centric songs, being a writer, because I was looking at the lyrics, I'm like, how does he come up with this shit?
Totally.
But I guess being a writer, I mean, it probably comes to you a little bit easier. When did you start the whole golf side of things?
So a couple years ago, we were looking to create something new, and this is our brand, Rare Breed Golf, and we've wanted to do. Honestly, you guys are probably in the same kind of mindset that we are. We love golf, but we think that golf content and even golf clothes, now it's changing, but we thought that it was too boring. And I've always done these songs. I used to do these songs for my friends, like for their 30th birthday. I would do like a song all about them. So we got to talking when we were talking about starting the brand. We were like, all right, we got to be able to market it because that's the most important thing, as you guys know. And one of my friends was like, yeah, I wish you could do those songs, but like make them about golf or something. And I was like, maybe that would work. So I just, I think it was June, maybe May or June this past year, put a couple of them together, and it was a lot of fun for me. So I think that that's a reason they resonate with people. Because, you know, that they see me having fun. I think that helps. And it's just all, you know, just about finding good music and then putting it to relating it to the game.
Yeah.
We all can feel the bad shots and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
No, 100%. So how long, let's say you have an idea for a song. Do you sit down? I mean, obviously you're a very accomplished writer. Do you sit down and write that song in 5 minutes, or does it take you a couple days? Yeah, you can just whip it out, just bust it out.
Yeah. Well, parodies are, I mean, they're pretty easy. You know, you already have the tune, you already have the cadence. One of the things that I try to do is I always like change my voice. So sometimes I'll change my voice to, like, if it's a country song, I'll change it to morph to that. If it's a rap song, I'll change it to morph to the rapper or whatever it is. But I think that what makes it fun is being able to take the words and relate. But I sit down, and already having the cadence and the tune and all that is easy. I'll get the lyrics of the real song. Obviously, we'll listen to the song. And what I try to do to make it more like it is I try to pattern even my cadence with the words that I use. I try to match it to the song, and sometimes even like the rhyme pattern that they used. And I think that also makes it sound better, even though I'm a very mediocre singer, but it's fun for people because it matches the songs that they already love. And then they hear me talking about how their golf, they shank them too, they 3-putt too. So I think that being relatable and to a good song, I think that's what's made it all click, kind of.
Gotcha. Would you consider yourself a musician then? Like, can you play instruments and stuff, or is it purely it's just purely the songwriting?
No, I do not. I think you guys have a segment because I watch your guys' podcast that we'll get into that in a minute. I'll talk about I think the mulligan you call it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's probably one of those. But no, I don't play any instruments. I did take piano lessons when I was a kid. I quit for baseball, and then I was in choir in middle school, if that counts. But so yeah, I always just love music and obviously love words. So
go ahead.
What has been the favorite one that you've mixed up and done so far, and which has been the most challenging one to do?
Okay, those good questions. So I think that where my follower really started taking off was when I did "Wanna Be a Baller" by Lil Troy.
Yeah.
So when I did that one, I've always loved that song, but it's not Snoop Dogg, it's not Ice Cube. These guys that are like super. It's not Dr. Dre who are big household names. Lil Troy, Houston. They're from Houston. Shout out. Those guys always love it when I shout them out because they're so proud of Lil Troy and the rap scene down there. But so when I did Lil Troy, I put it out like I did several others before that, and I just thought, it would languish away. And all of a sudden, I don't know, it just got picked up. I think a lot of the reasons some of these take off, I think, is how I open. And those are the things that I've kind of learned. But, when you start out, want to be a golfer. And so they're like, okay, well, I want to be a golfer. And then you hit them with the next line. And they kind of, so that kind of. So I think want to be a baller was the one that really started to take off. It's got a few million views across all the sites. And the most challenging ones are always the rap songs because there's so many words. And being able to like lip sync them and do the videos and stuff, it makes it way more difficult than say a song that you're singing. Now that changes when you do some of the songs that I do, like the Prince song that I did. When you get those high register, and I have to really stretch my voice. Those
Yeah.
are difficult in a different way. So, but the
Okay.
rap songs are tough because it's more words you have to write. It's more words you have to rap. It's way harder to get them in line as far as when I'm actually recording the song. So,
No, that
definitely
makes
rap.
sense. Have you had anyone else like reach out to you who actually like it's their song? Like I know you've done Garth Brooks and that sort of stuff. Have you ever had any of those guys reach out or comment anything like that?
No, but not an actual artist yet. But I have.
Okay.
One of the fun things for me, and my son's 8, so
Mm.
he thinks that you. So I grew up in the '80s. The celebrities for me were always guys like Deion Sanders and Michael Jordan and Bobby Brown. So those are the guys that I looked up to. Well, that's totally different for kids now.
Yeah.
They think that YouTubers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Instagram people are the
Streamers.
celebrities.
Yep.
And I mean, honestly, it's kind of moving that way,
Yeah.
just because of the influence you have, because you're more relatable than a huge superstar. I think that helps. And I think that's why companies are definitely moving toward the influencer route. But he thinks that it's cool. So that's one of the things that I like to do it for, because he thinks it's so fun that I actually have followers and people want to watch
Yeah.
Dad. And I mean, he always sees me being a goofy ass, but he thinks it's fun that
I
other
love
people
that.
like it too.
It is crazy because I watch some of the Bob Does Sports videos and they'll play with like Scotty Scheffler or Colin Morikawa, and like you'll see people in their videos drive by and they're yelling at Bob Does Sports like they're the celebrities, and I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
they're
It is
playing with a
crazy.
major winner, and
the
these
best
guys
golfer in
driving,
the world.
yeah,
No clue
Yeah.
who it is.
yeah, and there's random people there who are like
Yeah.
yelling at Bob Does Sports. It's just crazy
But-
how that's kind of changed.
Yeah, so to answer your question though, so none of the artists actually follow me or actually have commented. Some of the artists follow. Nelly follows me.
Yeah.
Because I've done a couple of his. He hasn't actually commented on the videos, but it's been fun. The reason I brought up my son was because it's been fun for him. He's huge into football and stuff. So when Warren Sapp and some of those guys that he watches and plays on old Madden and stuff, he thinks it's so cool that they follow Dad. And
That's awesome.
So some of those guys are fun to see.
We may have to have a conversation after this and have you create our opening song somehow.
Maybe a
We'll
little
have
close course. Yeah.
to see what the price is on that.
That'd be cool.
I was gonna say you should connect them with some of the musicians you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially since I see you have Morgan down there
Yeah.
on your stand. Like, I know Morgan. I see you do like a lot of Ella Langley,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah, I
country
did a couple
artists,
of
so-
Morgan Wallen early. The Garth Brooks really took off too. I
Yeah, I
did
saw
it
that, yeah.
just a couple of weeks ago, and funny enough, somebody from Nashville called me, and a lot of the calls that I'm getting now are to come to golf tournaments and charity
Yeah.
events and stuff. And I've been waiting. I've talked to a couple reps, but I don't want to sign with anybody yet, just because I'm just not ready, and I want to learn more. And I did have someone call, and been talking to her. She's kind of so music royalty a little bit out of Nashville, and we just kind of get along. And so she's been talking about me coming down and maybe writing some songs, some real actual songs
Oh,
for
cool.
Nashville and some things
That's
like that.
really
So-
cool.
So
That's
I'll,
sick.
it's a lot of fun to see those kind of things come up.
Tell you
definitely.
what, too, there's a lot of money in that. Just the
Yeah.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
writing those songs, man. You can
Right.
make a fantastic living doing that.
You get royalties for
Yeah,
life.
royalties for all that.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be
and I
pretty
watch
cool.
I love guys like Hardy, and
Yeah.
I think he's like the best in the game right now. So I would love to.
Yeah, even a lot of
Try my
people like
hand
Cole
at it.
Swindell. A lot of people don't realize
Yeah,
like he
Cole's
wrote
awesome, too.
he wrote most of Luke's #1 hits for years.
That
He-
whole story. Have you guys watched Luke Bryan's documentary? That whole story about how Cole was his T-shirt.
Yeah, he was his merch
merch
guy.
guy.
So
Yeah.
that's when I
mean,
first
that's amazing.
that's when I first met Cole, was when he
Okay.
was Luke's merch guy.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I gave him like an autographed football by a couple of the Atlanta Falcons, and he came like running after me to thank me, and I had no idea who he was at the time, and we always kept in touch. And now he's like one of the top artists in country music.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
so good. I saw him
unbelievable.
at Mandalay Bay a couple years ago. He was so
great.
good.
Yeah, he's great.
That's
he's,
cool.
He's fun. Yeah.
Well, we talked about how you got into the golf content on Instagram. It hasn't been that long, but how did you get into the game of golf? We have a segment called First Swing. So how did you get in just the game?
I think probably your normal answer. My mom and dad both played. growing up. Not anything serious, but just for fun. So I was always with them on the driving range, and making fun. We used to take the video camera over there and make silly videos while we were on the driving range, and so we played golf with them, and most of my uncles and stuff play golf, and just carrying out throughout my life. I was actually pretty good in high school, and then I really got into baseball and didn't really do much else. And I think I just kept the baseball swing.
Yeah.
So like I've never been able to get back to how good I was in high school, really.
Yeah.
So that part's frustrating. But yeah, me and my dad, we play golf all the time, but we still do a yearly trip. That's my birthday gift every year is we do a yearly trip. So we've done Bandon Dunes, we've done Pinehurst, we did Scotland and Ireland, which was just a blast. One of my best rounds I've ever played was at St. Andrews.
Really?
So that was fun.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I actually blew it. I was 2 under at the turn, and I blew it completely. It got in my head, you know how it does. And I started just hitting everywhere. But I finished with 76, which is a great score for me.
You take that.
All day.
I
So
rarely
you're a
shoot
pretty
the
good golfer
70s,
then.
so-
Yeah. Not only a
Yeah,
good
I'm
songwriter, but a good golfer.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good golfer. I don't know. I mean, I'm 8 or 9 handicap, so it's
That's very respectable for sure.
Yeah, Liam's actually playing Pinehurst in a couple weeks. You got any advice for him?
Yeah, I'm playing actually. I bring it up, and these guys give me shit all the time. But they say this 11-year-old lives rent free in my head. He's the number one 11-year-old in the world, and I'm playing him in a match. And I'm not very good. I'm like an 8 handicap.
okay.
But we're playing Pinehurst number 4. I don't know if you've played that one.
Yep.
You did.
Yeah, it's a
You
great
played it?
course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great course. They all sometimes I played I think 5 of those, so sometimes they run together. But
Okay.
I loved all of Pinehurst. They're all very similar.
Yeah.
They have that kind of Florida golf feel where the grass is a little different and all that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's just fun because they're all right there. And I think there's a lot of other places like Bandon Dunes and places like that are doing a good job of. I know Branson. What is
Yeah,
it? Big Cedar
Big
Lodge
Cedar,
and
yep.
some of those places that you go. So yeah, it's one of those you just got to go do.
Have you been out to Big Cedar yet?
No, so we're trying to plan our golf trip this year. Nova Scotia is on the list. St. George in Utah is on the list. I haven't done that yet, and it looks fantastic. Looks like you're playing on Mars.
Yeah.
And then Big Cedar was one. After watching the boys play the Internet Invitational there and seeing Good go there, it just looks so fun. So
Yeah, we did that trip like probably a year and a half ago now. It's such an
Okay.
amazing place. It's so cool. It's
Awesome.
like the ultimate boys trip. It's just all right there on
Yep.
the resort. They have like these really cool pubs that are really unique. I definitely put that one on the list. It's pretty cool. Have you
Nice.
guys been out there?
I haven't actually. Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then if you do Paynes Valley, obviously you get the 19th hole.
yeah, that looks so fun.
Didn't sniff the green, but it's cool to see. So,
Yeah. See, I'm so bad under pressure. I would like duff one into the water.
oh, I know. It's like you're kind of thinking about that hole the entire round. Then you get there, and then you're like, oh shit, I don't know how to
Pressure
swing.
mounts.
Yeah, the pressure
I don't
mounts.
see.
and you're
They
like,
say pressure makes diamonds, but I think that's bullshit. I don't.
not for me. Definitely not for me. But you did talk about one of our segments already, Mulligan Moment. So if you could redo something in your career, what would it be?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I probably like a lot of guests say I would never live my life with regrets, but it all leads to where you are now, right? And I love where I'm at now. But one thing that I would do that I did not do when I was young was learn how to play the guitar, because I feel like that songwriting would be something that I would probably do on a regular basis. And it's obviously, if you're in a writing room, you don't need to know how to play guitar, but I don't have a lot of writing rooms in Lexington. So it's just me here in my basement, So if I could do anything over, I would learn how to play guitar. So
Okay.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Same, honestly. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like, playing
Any
guitar through
instrument,
high school,
yeah.
any instrument, you know what I mean, would be.
I would have got so many more girls.
Yeah,
when
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say it's like fucking
cheat code.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is a cheat code, man. How are the courses out there in Lexington? Have you guys ever played in Kentucky?
Never gone.
Yeah, how are they out there in Kentucky?
Nah, we got some great ones here.
Yeah.
I mean, Valhalla is probably the
Yeah.
most popular.
Yep.
But yeah, Greenbrier is my home course. Greenbrier Country Club here in Lexington is my home course. But there's a lot of good munis and a lot of good public courses that aren't too expensive. The Kentucky's one of these places where if there's a trend, we're usually a few years behind.
Okay.
So there was a sweet spot there in golf where we weren't overly expensive. Obviously, I think COVID killed everybody, but
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't mean it that way. But
I know what you
obviously,
mean. We know what you mean.
but COVID was one that made everything more expensive in golf, and drove good and bad, I guess, because it drove so many new golfers there. But so we kind of rode it wasn't so expensive yet, but now everybody's
Yeah.
starting to catch on and
For sure.
starting to get more.
I like talking to creators like yourself. We have like a very niche category that they focus on. And I know you've done a couple like Play a Hole with me and stuff like that, but I would say 99% is the song making. Is that what you want to do going forward, or do you see yourself branching off and trying to do this other form of golf content?
Yeah, so that's kind of I'm at a crossroads a little bit, and that's where I'm at in this. Is it kind of I didn't expect to have, across the platforms, I don't know, 170 some thousand followers already, and that was kind of the goal year 2. So it kind of happened faster than I thought, and I wasn't really ready with what I wanted to do. Obviously, the music's fun, and there's an endless amount of songs, so that helps.
Yeah.
But as far as growing a brand goes, I think that getting out on the course is important. So we definitely want to get out on the course and do some on-course content. I have a couple of ideas for some new series that I want to do. I like to drink. I didn't know if you guys were going to be drinking. In Kentucky, we always have a bottle of bourbon.
You got the
an
good stag.
arm length away, right?
That's the good stag too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a series, kind of like in the vein of Dave Portnoy, how he tries pizza. I'm gonna do drinks that we'll take to the course. So I'll try different beers and seltzers and rate them, and then also I want to do like batch some cocktails and just do some of that and take them to the course. So that's something I want to try. And I got another idea that I'm working on that's more of like a travel channel type series, more informative and not quite so crazy goofy, but yeah, I definitely want to get on the course, do some on course stuff.
That's great. So this could be a stupid question because I don't know if writers ever actually stop writing, but like, are you now playing golf more? You know what I mean? Creating more golf content than you are writing? Do you have, future in writing still? Like, what do you see there?
Yeah. So I have a novel coming out Saturday.
Well, there you go.
So that'll be my 32nd novel.
Wow.
Shit.
We were a little off with 8 tonight.
Yeah. Well, I was counting the books in the background. I was like, it's more than 10.
Yeah, I was looking on Amazon. I thought it was 1 of 9, but
That's crazy.
Yeah. I obviously writing pays the bills, and I'm going to continue to do that. The problem, since this has taken off, is I love doing this so much, the golf videos and stuff, that now I'm really backing myself into a corner with the writing. So I have to forget everything, and then focus on writing. And it's so I just keep putting it off, and so it's become more of that. But I still love it. So yeah, I'll still be doing it.
Well, you were telling Eric that you had a deadline, some deadlines to meet. So how does that work in the writing world? Do you just go to your publisher when you have a book ready, or it kind of sounds like you're on a deadline, you have to have a certain amount of books by a certain time? How does that whole thing work?
Well, the good thing for me is I don't have to worry about a publisher. I do everything myself.
Okay.
So I think it's probably part of that is control. I don't want people telling me what to write and how to write it, or when to write it and when to publish it. So I think that's part of that. I am on my own pace, and if you're not a self-starter, that can be tough. But I'll sit down and I write. I don't plot. I just sit down and I just start writing, and I let the characters tell me where they want to go and what they want to do. And I just for me, my writing style is it's like watching a movie, and then I just try my best to describe it to you all who are reading it. But so no, I finish it. I have a cover designer, an editor, and all those things. And when I finish, we all just come together on finishing it up and put them out. I usually put out about 3 a year. something like that.
like that's
I've done some
prolific. Like, I feel
co-writing
like that's
with
really good,
another
yeah.
author, which has been fun. So
Yeah, that's a lot of books.
Yeah.
I've never heard an author kind of describe it in that way.
I don't even
That's
know
pretty
if I've read 32 books in my life.
I don't think I have either.
you
Are you a
probably
big
won't.
reader? I feel like you have to be. Are you a big reader as well?
I used to be. I don't have time to read anymore. When you have kids and
Yeah.
you're trying to grow businesses,
Yeah.
you don't read much. But some of my books are in audio, so that helps.
Okay.
For some people.
Yeah,
you know,
for
when
sure.
you're exercising or on a long drive or whatever. So.
Well, on your page, you kind of make those parody songs out of kind of every genre. What kind of music do you actually listen to, or do you enjoy making those songs about one genre more than another?
I really love I love most all music. I think that I've changed as I've grown up. I only listened to rap music and R&B when I was young. I mean, it's all that I listened to. I loved all the greats, like everybody from Bone Thugs and Harmony to Too Short. I mean, I loved all that. And then everybody loves 80s music, right? I mean, if you don't like 80s music, I mean, something's wrong. So those are always popular. And, my mom was always playing them on the radio when we were growing up. So those just stick with me. But I've kind of more transitioned in the last 8 or 9 years, probably to more country than anything. So a lot of people talk about, the old school country, and I don't really know a lot about old school country. I've been learning the last year or two, but so I relate. I guess I relate to the lyrics more of country music now than I did when I was young, and that's
very
probably
true.
the reason that I
I
listen.
feel
to
that's
it
pretty
more.
common. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so
well,
too.
we've had a couple country musicians on here, and it's crazy how many of them love golf. It seems like a pretty common thing, kind of throughout, I guess, every industry, but especially country music. Like Zach Top's a big golfer, Michael Ray's a big golfer.
Ford.
Yeah, Cole Swindell,
Yeah,
Chris
Cole
Lane,
Swindell, a lot of these
everybody, yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
It is
Hardy,
funny-
Ernest, Morgan
Co
Wallen, they
Wetzel's
all
a
play.
massive golfer.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny to see that connection. It's definitely
Yeah.
pretty popular. We were
Yeah, see,
talking-
that would be fun for me to. I think that's a good transition for me on course is to have musicians, play like 2-man scrambles and stuff with
Yeah.
us. Whether Nashville's only 3.5 hours from here or so I think that would be really fun for me to get some musicians on, and just it's good cross promoting anyway with music, and good for them maybe to be on my channels just to help. I mean, not that they need help getting their music out there, obviously, but just kind of a synergy there. I feel like.
I'm just like imagining like a big, pro-am or something, and you like write a walkout for like Cole Swindell. Like he's coming up
would
and
be
you parody a walkout for him. Like that's just
That
kind
would
of like, that'd be so fun. That'd be so
Yeah,
cool.
well, since the Waste Management just happened, I got a lot of comments and messages. They're like, why are you not at
Totally.
Waste Management? Why are they not having you out there?
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be
that
really
would be a
fun.
really cool thing.
Good fit.
Well, we have another segment called Dream Foursome. So we're talking about some of the country guys maybe you could play with. But if you could play with 3 other people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh man, I feel like this is gonna sound like a silly answer, but I already play with the people that I would play with, so I'm lucky in that regard. My dad, my best friends. I wouldn't change that. But if I could go out for one foursome, I mean, I got to put Michael Jordan on there. I grew up. He was my guy. I think. Let's see. I'll just try to pick from different things. I think music wise, I probably would want to play with Hardy because I like his music a lot, but I do think he seems like a lot of fun. And
He is a vibe.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's also really good at golf, so maybe he could actually teach.
He's
me
a
something.
lefty.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's
That's
a
right.
lefty.
That's right.
And I would always any foursome that I'm in, I would always put my dad on. So
Okay.
it would be us 4.
What about author? Who's your favorite author? Or
So
like
I grew up reading Stephen King, and that's what I honestly that's probably the next phase for me. If I change anything in writing, is that I'll start writing horror, because that's what I always wanted to write. But Stephen King would probably be. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with him, but I loved his books when I was young. So.
Have you had brands or like other influencers reaching out to you about like, hey, write a song about me or write a song for me? Has that happened yet?
Yeah, a little bit. That I think that's probably I don't know if you guys watched the Super Bowl. One of the big things on the Super Bowl was that they did a lot of jingles are happening, not jingles, but I'm sorry, parodies are happening on these commercials. So I feel like that's a good easy lane for me when I do get a rep, is to probably Mick Ultra is like the beer of the PGA Tour or whatever. So I feel like doing something for them is like a natural fit for me, right?
Yeah.
So something like that, and probably a car. I've seen they did car commercials with parodies on the Super Bowl, so I think that's probably something that I would enjoy. But yeah, I've had a few brands, nobody major, but a lot of things I get are to do songs for like the member
guest.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
all those. So they want me. So their invitation emails. They want me to do a song about their club, and I've done a couple of those.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Have been
That's
fun.
cool.
And I got I'm doing a charity event in New Smyrna Beach in April. So that'll be fun. And then I'm doing one at East Lake in May, which is awesome for me because I've always wanted to play East Lake. So
Yeah, that's
so
really cool.
That would be
super
fun.
cool.
I feel like that's something that brands will definitely probably want going forward. Michelob Ultra would be super cool. I can see the Live Tour doing something like that potentially. Other clothing brands.
There
just,
was
just because it's so hard to do yourself. You need
yeah,
someone
exactly.
like him.
Did you see that influencer on TikTok? Or no, I don't even think she was an influencer, just a woman on TikTok who went viral. I think it was like Dr. Pepper. She like jokingly wrote like a Dr. Pepper parody. I think it was that, and and now they're using it in their commercials, and she's
Really?
making
Yeah,
a
I mean,
ton of money
I
off
could
of it.
see that. I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
see
it's
that.
crazy. Yeah, and she's just like a normal person, not an influencer or anything. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
That is pretty
They went
wild.
super viral.
We
yeah.
have one more segment here. We call it caddy advice. If you could give someone else some advice, could be golf related, could be related to life, anything. What's some advice you would give people?
I think, you hear a lot of people in life when you're talking about what you want to do for a living. I think a lot of people talk about a backup plan. And I think that those people don't understand what it takes to be successful. When you have a backup plan and you spend all your time worrying about your backup plan, you don't have time to grow your passion. So I feel like forget a backup plan. And if you really love something and you have a talent in something, to go all in and find a way to make money doing that. Because now that we have all this internet and stuff that anybody can do, you can find a way. Obviously, if you want to be a doctor or something like that, you got to go to school and follow the regiment for that. But that's probably my advice. I wish, and I would tell myself that sooner. I was scared to kind of put myself out there and do something out of the ordinary. So that would be my advice: is to don't worry about the backup plan. Just put it all into what you love and go get it.
I like that, yeah. Especially now, like you said, with the internet, I feel like anything's possible, and it's better just to fully commit to it than thinking like, maybe I'll have a backup plan. Never know what's going to happen. I feel like
you guys know when you do something, it takes all of you to do it right.
To do it
so
right,
if you're also working on a backup plan, it's either going to extend how long it takes for you to get your passion project to work, or it's going to kill it entirely. So
I feel if you have a backup plan, you're already failing.
You're
Yeah.
one foot
Like
in,
if you're
one foot out.
focusing
Yeah.
on a backup, that's not good.
Agreed.
Yeah, one foot in, one foot out. No, totally. And like I like you said, like it's so interesting. We've interviewed quite a few golf influencers, and half of them are like, I didn't think I'd be doing this. You know what I mean? Like half of them just kind of fall into it because they love golf. So it's like you said, anything with the internet and social media, you have a chance to really just pursue your passion, if you will. So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to plug? Maybe anything upcoming, anything like that?
No, I'm just gonna keep at it. I got books coming out. My favorite part is, if I put out a new song, somebody saying that I made them smile or I made their day. That's all I need. That's fun enough for me. So
That's great. So on socials, where can people find you? Because I'm sure now people are super curious on what exactly these parodies are and stuff. So where can they find you?
it's just everything's Bradley Wright Golf. I'm on all the major socials.
Okay,
so.
perfect. And we'll obviously tag him in all of this, but that's great. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We need to play one of the songs for the outro.
I was just gonna say the outro,
right,
maybe
yeah.
even the intro too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome, Brad. We appreciate it, man. And we'll see you next time. So thanks so
Yeah,
much.
fellas.
Thanks for
for
your
having me
time.
on.
See you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Now I love to play golf, even if I'm no good, as long as my good friends are there. Just being outside, no responsibilities inside, just the high fives and good times we share. With the fun on the rise, oh how time flies, even when the course causes us pain. Even when we play bad, I could never be Yeah, that sounds